SCCRESA TV presents in 3, 2, 1, Dateline Schools with your host, Terry Harrington.
All this week on Dateline Schools, we're at Port Huron High School that hosted the 21st Century Learning Symposium. And all this week, we had the privilege of talking to one of the keynote speakers at this year's symposium, education technology expert, Leslie Fisher. As we wrap up our week here in Dateline Schools and talking about technology and integrating that in our classrooms, what advice can you give to parents and to the schools as we rapidly endorse this and change everything?
The biggest advice is I think we have to realize just how much our students know about this technology and just how much they use it and just how much they're used to it. I beg of every school to look at a BYOD solution. I beg of every school to look at a flipped classroom solution, even if it's just flipping a couple items, and beginning to teach in a way that the student is accustomed to learning outside of the classroom. We need to start teaching in a way that they're used to as they're getting their content when they leave the classroom. And I think that's the most important thing that we can do. A gentleman who left us a few years ago, unfortunately, was one of the first to implement a BYOD in his high school network. And he had an open network, and he let the kids do whatever he wanted on that open network. And he was one of the first flipped classrooms out there. And I remember so well, I said, what are you going to do if someone hacks into your network? And he calls in this guy, and he sits down, and the guy sits down, and he introduces himself. He goes, tell her what you did. He goes, I hacked into the school network, and he's now the assistant director of that district. And he said, this is how you find those people, is you put trust in the ones you are doing great things. You figure out how to better use their talents. So I really think we need to realize this technology is dominant right now. Let's use it in the school.
And what advice do you have for our kids?
Be good. Be a good digital citizen. And this is I can't stress this enough. If a teacher is going to give you the ability to use a device in class, please use it responsibly. Don't sit there and be on Facebook. Don't sit there and be texting. We can do that later. And it's the same thing. I could tell teachers to do that exact same thing. And this one is insanely important. Being addicted to a device is not going to get you that far. If you do not have critical thinking skills and you don't have communication skills, you're going to get nowhere. So even if you do I love my technology, but I also know that if I can't hold a conversation and be honest, I'm going to get absolutely nowhere. So technology is not the answer to everything. It's being balanced. It's very important.
For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry Harrington. Dateline Schools is a production of St. Clair County USA.